Hey everybody, welcome to the Muddy Reviews. Today we are going to be doing a kit overview, and it's going to be talking about this awesome Opscore here. This is an FGNE overview, and this Opscore is a Opscore highcut. It's not a real Opscore, it's a replica. It's made by FMA, and this is for my FGNE Spanish Special Naval War Force impression. So this is a first kit shakedown for a helmet build. So since it's laying down here like this, I'm going to go ahead and start on the top of the helmet, and I'll just kind of work my way around the helmet and just discuss with you what it's all about and what it's got. So first things first, right away we see on top of the helmet is, let me get this comm out of the way, we have this Mockingbird strobe. So this is made by Adventure Lights. It's a Mockingbird IR strobe. You see these with the FGNE as well as other units around the world. I know that you see these with the British Royal Marines, I believe, and other British units. Great little strobe, very simple to use, very unobtrusive, small. It's just IR. It's not visible light. Great little strobe. You're starting to see Opsman strobes now. They look a lot like the Hellstar Gen 3s, the same kind of geometry, but you still also see Mockingbirds in use. Anyway, so coming around, we'll go ahead and go to the back of the helmet. On the back of the helmet, we have an Opscore counterweight. So this is a real Opscore counterweight. It's not a replica. I have actually seen some repro counterweights now that are starting to show up in places like AliExpress that actually have the black here as well as the tan. So that makes them more realistic. But that's how you can usually tell a real Opscore counterweight in Coyote Brown / like Urban Tan from a replica, because they've got the black material here for the connector vice tan or another color. I have nothing inside of this one for right now. Normally I would have these with batteries, vice the counterweights themselves, because I don't need the counterweights because I'm not running nods. But I do use the batteries quite often for other items on my airsoft gun and my kit, so I like to keep batteries back here. Usually it's C123As, AAAs, or AA's. Going to this side of the helmet, we've got the arc rails. So these are real Opscore arc rails. I swapped out from the fake ones. These are pretty nice. I like them. They're a little better quality than the repros, but repros do work just fine. This is my call sign patch. This is a custom-made patch. It's a 9 Echo 4. So this is for ESTOL 9, which ESTOL is basically like a team, SEAL team. There is no 9 in their like hierarchy of teams. That's why we chose that. So there's no way we could be confused with having a real team number or anything. But we wanted the ability to have a realistic looking call sign for our kit between myself and my son. So we chose that. On the arc rail, you see 3M Peltor arc rail adapters for comms. These are real arc rail adapters. I got these directly from Gentex, and they were actually on sale. I got them for a good price. I'll have a link to the website where I got these. And then hooked to the arc rail adapters, I have a pair of 3M Peltor Contact XPs. These are real as well, not repros. This is a common headset used by the FGNE. If you're not seeing XPs, you will usually see them running Peltor Contact 4s. Coming around to the front of the helmet. I don't know if they use standard Naruto's Rhinos. I just have this one on here just for shits and giggles. I have it dummy corded to the Opscore helmet cover. This is a real Opscore helmet cover. I know Twin Falcon makes a good reproduction that looks just like this. They're really hard to find. A Multicam friend of mine that also has a great YouTube channel. I'll link his video where he actually has a review for his helmet with the Twin Falcon cover. It's a great video. This is a Opscore replica skeletal shroud. It's not a real shroud. I chose to go with the replica because it was considerably cheaper. It's made of aluminum. It's really high quality. I have a link in the description below for my review of this shroud. I just didn't feel like spending the money for a real one when I wasn't going to be running nods. If I had nods and was going to be running real nods, I would probably have bought a real one, but for just looks, this suffices just fine. I come around to the other side of the helmet. Again, real arc rail. I have a Princeton Tech Charge Pro. This is a really nice light. I like these quite a bit. This is what the FGNE get issued, what they use. I got this off of Instagram from a gear seller there, and I got a really good deal on it. As far as helmet lights go, it's a pretty solid light, pretty quality light. It's a red, white, and I don't think this one goes IR, but I could be wrong. But it's definitely red and white, and it's got multiple intensity settings. Again, we already talked about the adapter and the comms. Actually hooked into the comms, one thing I will talk about is the down lead. So this is a TMC, the mercenary company down lead. It's not a real Peltor down lead. And I was able to get this because I couldn't find a real one in stock anywhere. And I needed one to make these Comtech XPs function. And this one actually works quite well. It was advertised as working with real headsets, and it actually works very well and does the part. So if you're trying to find a down lead that functions and you're struggling to find one in stock, these do work. And then here I've got a Spanish flag, the bandera. I can't roll my R's for shit. And Multicam, it's a faux IR. I got this off AliExpress. I was curious what their quality was, and I was sorely disappointed. I will have to get another order from M1 Tactic out of Spain to replace this piece of shit. And then on the rear, flag I didn't cover is this Spanish flag back here, the bandera with the bull. So I was in Road to Spain for 4 years, or just shy of 4 years. And down in Andalusia, you saw there's a bull quite often. A couple different bodegas use the bull as their iconography. You would see large bull silhouette signs and on like the hills. It was pretty cool. I think Osborne Bodega in Jerez, they had this. So I thought it would be really cool to get this Spanish flag patch with the bull to run on our kit between me and my son. Just it's like a little nod to where we used to live in Spain, and it was just really cool. It's a very like iconic look. So we'll go internal and look at the inside of this helmet. I get the comms out of the way. Keep this from getting hooked up. So internally, we have, it's just a, like I said, this is an FMA shell. It's a Multicam shell. The FGNE issued Multicam Opscores, so I went with the Multicam shell. This is a really thin shell. It's very, very flexible. I don't like how flexible it is. I talked about it in my maritime review, and I actually mentioned this helmet in that review and how flexible the shell is. And the maritime shell is a little thicker, and it's actually considerably better. I plan on replacing this helmet eventually with a more robust shell, because I just don't like that. Inside of this helmet, I have a real Opscore Lux Liner worm dial, and that, just this fucking chin strap Lux Liner is 3 times what the actual FMA helmet cost me. Most everything on this helmet is real Opscore at this point, vice just the shroud. So yeah, it's basically a airsoft plastic shell and 90% Opscore components at this point. I went with the Lux Liner worm dial because that's what the FGNE actually run, and that's why I had to go ahead and switch it out to get rid of the fake Opscore Oct dial. I now know that they do make replica worm dials. My son's got one in his helmet. I plan on doing a side-by-side review of his worm dial versus the real worm dial, just to kind of give you guys an idea what they're like. yeah, this is what I've got going on with my helmet. I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough of a basic Spanish FGNE Opscore build. If you have any comments or questions about anything on this helmet, especially anything that I may not have done a standalone video on yet or review, leave a comment in the comment section. I would love to know, and I'd be more than happy to either expand upon it in the comment section, or even if you really want to know more about a specific item, I would be more than happy to do a standalone video going deeper into those specific items. If you somehow happen to be in the FGNE and you happen to see this video, let me know how I did on my build. I would love to know. It's always cool to hear from people who actually do this shit. I've mentioned before in other kit shakedown videos about the FGNE. These guys are a really awesome professional force, and they don't get enough love in the airsoft/milsim communities. And this is a labor of love. This is a passion kit for me, and I don't plan on stopping once I get all the parts right. I'm going to keep expanding on it and making it better and continuing forward with it. So thanks for watching. I appreciate you all, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video, which will most likely be a kit shakedown video for my British SBS inspired RRV. It's not a direct copy, but it's inspired. Anyway, take care, everybody. I'll see you in the next one.